NUST, who are from our second cycle institutions. We'd like to welcome our media partners who are here to witness and to report on everything that's happening at the e-learning center of KNUST. A round of applause to yourselves, please. For this year's e-learning, the words we'll be hearing would be innovation. We'll also hear lots of inclusion. I don't want to take the wind out of his sail. I'll invite the director for the e-learning center, Professor Eric Apowasante, to give us the welcome address. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Anita. Our dear Vice Chancellor of this great university, Professor Rita Kusi-Addison, our Pro-Vice Chancellor, our distinguished keynote speakers, representative of the Minister of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, my brother Emmanuel, Mr. Dan Fahini Akwe, CEO of Agri Impact Limited and KNUST e-learning ambassador, esteemed provosts and directors, deans, HODs, members of the university management present, Apostle Aaron Amina, President, the Apostolic Church Ghana, Apostle Emmanuel Tete, General Secretary of the Ghana Pentecostal Council, respected invited guests, cherished partners and collaborators of KNUST e-learning, our industrials faculty who has been blazing the trail as far as online teaching and learning is concerned, our very vibrant students and KNUST hopeful students, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to humbly, warmly welcome you to the official opening of the 2025 e-learning awareness week of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. It is indeed an honor to stand before you as we embark on another exciting chapter in our collective pursuits of educational transformation through digital innovations. We began the year 2022 as a modest but bold initiative to spotlight digital transformation under the theme KNUST e-learning, a new age for digital transformation. And we saw how that has evolved into an inspiring tradition of progress. In the year 2023, we broke more boundaries with the theme Education Without Borders, reaffirming our commitment to democratizing access to knowledge. And in the year 2024, last year, we examined our strides and setbacks through the theme Fostering Excellence in E-Learning Across Diverse Disciplines, looking at progress, challenges, and prospects. Today, the year 2025, we are moving with deliberate focus and clarity of focus on responsible innovations and inclusive transformations as we explore the theme Transforming Education Through Responsible Innovation and Inclusion in the Digital Era. This year's theme is actually a call to action and a recognition that while innovation has become the heartbeat of modern education, it must be driven with responsibility, inclusion, and ethical intent. So as we witness the rapid evolution of artificial intelligence, immersive technologies, augmented realities, and the big data shaping teaching and learning, our responsibility is to ensure that these tools become instruments of equity, accessibility, and empowerment, rather than barriers that deepens educational divides. Dear Vice Chancellor, let me humbly walk through the highlights of activities for this week. Today's section promises to be both insightful and very impactful. We are honored to have the Minister responsible for communication, digital technology and innovation, Honorable Sam Nate George, ably represented by the Director of Innovations, Mr. Emmanuel, to deliver keynote address, after which our distinguished e-learning ambassador and CEO of Agri-Impact, Mr. Daniel Fahini Akwe, will share real-world reflections from his journey as an innovator. We will also feature a documentary showcasing KNUS's strides in e-learning, followed by the official opening of the e-learning awareness week by our dear Vice Chancellor. We are sure to also give our guests a treat to a guided tour to our e-learning infrastructure, including an exciting, to be commissioned, drone innovations and digital simulation experience. In the afternoon of today, our focus will shift to the future of digital education as we engage our dear, cherished senior high school students in the practical lessons in robotics and artificial intelligence. This will be hands-on in smaller groups. And this is proudly hosted in partnership with the Responsible Artificial Intelligence Lab of KNUSA. I want to humbly plead that we give a clap to this unique group helping us with this resource. We appreciate the project lead and the team for this support. Later in the day, we will climax the task, the sections with the famous Tech Smartest, Technology Smartest. And this is an event that is actually a competition organized in collaboration with the Students' Representative Council of KNUST. It is a vibrant contest designed to promote digital literacy and academic excellence. I'm tempted to mention those who are currently holding the trophy, but it already ignites some. I know the provosts are here, so I'll hold on with that. But this is college level competition. And on Wednesday, tomorrow, we spotlight our college level activities led by our passionate college e-learning champions. These decentralized activities will ensure that each college engages deeply with the theme in ways that reflect the academic and technological contexts. Ladies and gentlemen, simultaneously, we will host a podcast discussion on a very important theme, artificial intelligence and plagiarism in tertiary education. In this section will feature the Venerable Dean of the Quality Assurance and Planning Office, the University Librarian, the Acting Pro-Vice Chancellor of the Ghana Communication Technology University, and it promises to be very, very engaging. Links to this podcast would be shared so that everyone could learn and engage with how we can ethically utilize artificial intelligence and yet remain human. A parallel workshop on the content creation for instructional designers will be conducted by the distinguished Dr. Kim Welch from Arizona State University, a veteran in instructional designing for academics. And this will be held for our instructional design team at KNUST. In the evening of tomorrow, we will host a special session by the renowned digital storyteller, Berthold Kobe Winkler. When the name is mentioned in this tone, it's difficult to identify who he is. But he's popularly known as Wodimaya. I'm sure we know Wodimaya. Yes. He will be speaking on building professionalism through digital storytelling. And that's going to be a gathering here at the Great Hall as well. On Thursday, the week will culminate into the much anticipated 2025 E-Learning International Conference. When the E-Learning International Conference is mentioned, you can respond with just a click. E-Learning International Conference. That is going to happen on Thursday and Friday. Distinguished speakers from University of Leeds, His Excellency Roy Gilead, the Israeli ambassador to Ghana, Honorable Dr. Frank Amwakohene, the Ashanti Regional Minister, and several other thoughts leaders and innovators from across the globe will gather here at KNUST at the Great Hall and the other syndicate rooms, and we will explore contemporary trends, share our research experiences, and collectively envision the future of digital education. A major highlight will be the launch of the KNUST e-learning journal, a platform that will further our research contributions and strengthen our voice in the global e-learning discourse. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this journey wouldn't have been possible without the unwavering support of the management of our university, ably led by our visionary Vice Chancellor, Professor Rita Akosua-Dixon. Let's clap for our Vice Chancellor, awesomely leading this. She is actually also an e-learning champion. I wish to also acknowledge the exceptional work of the e-learning planning committee, ably chaired by Professor Foster Frimpong and the team, whose commitment and creativity continue to be very admirable. Our partners, sister institutions, collaborators, and sponsors, thank you for investing in the future of digital learning. And to our faculty, who are the backbone of this transformation, and to our students, our major clients, I want to celebrate you within this week. Let's make this week count. I want to humbly urge you to take full advantage of all the opportunities that this week will present. Let's engage, let's explore, let's ask questions, and challenge ourselves to rethink what education can and should be in the digital age. Once again, humbly, our dear Chair, I want to welcome you all to the E-Learning Awareness Week 2025. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Kindly give him a round of applause. And whilst he was thanking everybody, I wish he had added his name for his leadership. Amazing, amazing leadership. Thank you so much, Professor Santi. Our Vice Chancellor leads with vision and determination. She is very devoted to our theme for this year: transforming education through responsible innovation and inclusion in this digital era. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Professor Mrs. Rita Akosua-Dixon.
Thank you very much, Anita. With the roadmap beautifully set out by the Director of E-Learning Center, and I agree with you, Anita. Let's do it once again for the Director of E-Learning Center and his team. They have been working very, very, very hard. We are going to do it for another group of people. Please, if KNUST has come this far, the e-learning and our digitalization agenda and everything, it is because we have been able to stand on the shoulders of some giants. And these giants are our partners, our collaborators, government. Please, with a big round of applause, shall we? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm going to try and save us a bit of time And because of that, permit me to just stand on the protocol that has been beautifully established. But in addition to that, you left one very important personality out, Mrs. Akwe. Yes, behind every successful man, you're most welcome, madam. Clap for her. Thank you very much. Thank you. So let me say a very good morning to all of you as I welcome you to the 2025 e-learning awareness week. As he went through, you could hear, it's not all of them that you must be here in person. Otherwise, it will not be e-learning week. So don't get scared. A number of them, just what? A click, and you join. So please don't be left out. I think the theme that has been chosen for the week is apt. Transforming education through responsible innovation and inclusion in the digital era. This is a call, a very clear call to action. One that reflects the ongoing journey we have embarked on these years. Leveraging technology responsibly. You see, as for the technology, we know we have to utilize it. AI, yes. Internet of Things, yes. What have you? Yes. But it is the responsible use of these digital tools that we keep emphasizing. The ethics, so that at the end of the day, you don't try to solve one problem by what? Creating more problems. Approved? Thank you. At KNUST, we have chosen to navigate this transformation with intentionality. We believe that the true value of educational technology lies not just in improving efficiency, but in advancing equity and ensuring that no one is left behind. That is what drives us. We don't want anybody to be left out by virtue of the fact that the person comes from a poor home. No. And if you have been following us, last week during the Students' Week, we had to spend time here in this great hall giving away over 600 laptops to students, all courtesy of our partners and donors. Do it better for them, please. Indeed, we have come a long way, but there is still further to go. And we know we can do that because we are not on this journey alone. We have the support of our partners. I want to just list a few things just to help us. The director did it, but just to let you know that we are also utilizing the e-space when it comes to our examinations. And during the first semester, over 50,000 students across all the 6 colleges were able to take their exams online, part of it online. This clap, because the people who made it happen, is huge work. Thank you. Now, this milestone was made possible through the careful planning of our staff, strategic infrastructure upgrades, and effective collaboration. Director and team, once again, we salute you. Thank you. Do it for them. Another area of innovation is our virtual reality and podcast studios. This is something that we've added on, and we are grateful to our national partners and also our international partners. And I can refer to the University of South Dakota. And not just that. Before I sit, I will introduce to you a very fine gentleman who has come to add more to what we do. The training efforts of the e-learning center for both staff and students have demystified digital tools and built the confidence of both staff and students. So please, if you are not making maximum use of it, you are the only one there. Everybody is on. Now, through the eHappy project, a collaborative venture with the MasterCard Foundation and Agri Impact Limited, who is also an e-learning ambassador. And I'm referring to Mr. Daniel Akwe. Please, do you want to stand with Madam? Clap for him for me, please. We are very grateful. He and my students listen to me carefully. So, Mr. Daniel Akwe is an alumnus of this great and noble university who has been innovating and innovating and innovating. Today you will hear from him. He doesn't keep the innovation to himself. We see the fruits of his innovation in the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Do you know where we have the greenhouses, where we do the vegetables that we have on campus, where we assure that all these are organic, so it's safe for us to eat? He is the man behind it. He brought us 10 greenhouses. As we speak, he is adding 10 more to make 20. So when I say clap for him and you don't clap, I don't even know what you are sitting there doing. Please. Tadanake and Madam, we are very grateful to you and your company. Please, when we are clapping like that, the louder the clap, what it means is that we want more. Thank you very much. The new kid on the block is what we call the Drone Innovation and Simulation Unit. And again, this is a gracious donation coming from Mr. Daniel Akwe, CEO, Agri Impact Group. Thank you, and thank you. May this e-learning week bring together more innovators, educators, policymakers, researchers, more industry partners and stakeholders, so that we can exchange ideas and share best practices together. Now, with these very few words, and on behalf of the university management, on behalf of the university community, I'm very, very happy to declare the 2025 e-learning week officially open. Thank you all very much, and God bless us all.
Thank you very much, Vice Chancellor, Professor Mrs. Rita Akosua-Adeksin. And on that joyful note of the opening, we now invite the Center for National Culture to give us a musical performance. Thank you very much, the Center for National Culture, for that wonderful cultural display from the Volta region. Give them another round of applause, please. Madam Vice Chancellor, distinguished invited guests, staff, students, we'll move straight into our keynote speeches. Our very first one will be from a director in charge of the Innovation Directorate of the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology, and Innovation, who is primarily responsible for identifying, developing, and executing strategic initiatives that promote innovation, collaboration, and economic advancement within the ICT sector. Additionally, he leads innovative interventions, ensuring policy alignment and fostering partnership with various stakeholders, including government agencies, private sector entities, and international organizations. Here to represent the Honorable Minister, Honorable Samuel Nate George, Minister for Communication, Digital Technology, and Innovation, to speak on transforming education through responsible innovation and inclusion in this era. Help me welcome Mr. Emmanuel Ofori.
Good morning to you all. And Vice Chancellor, Professor Akosia Dixon. I will stand on existing protocols, as you mentioned, to save us some time. But before I start my speech, on behalf of the Honorable Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovations, Honorable Sam Nate George, I want to make, this is my own. I'm a product of this great university. And I joined a long time ago. So it's good to come back home and to see young faces. I was once like this in 1998. So it's great to come back, and I'm happy that we are using digital to transform the university and to help a lot of people. I'll proceed to give the speech of my boss. Okay. All right. I am deeply honored to join you today in this great institution, one of Africa's most prestigious institutions of higher learning, to deliver the keynote address on behalf of Honorable Samuel Nate George, the Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovations, at this timely and forward-looking conference. I bring you warm greetings from the Honorable Minister who would have wished to be here, but due to some exigencies, is unable to participate. And I wish to commend management of the university and the e-learning center for your commitment to advancing the frontiers of digital learning. I am a strong advocate and believer in the power of education to transform lives, societies, and the destiny of a nation. This gathering and its theme, transforming education through responsible innovation and inclusion in the digital era, speaks directly to our national priorities and shared aspirations. The theme is only timely. It's not only timely, but also necessary. It reflects our national and global imperative to ensure that education, the engine of human development, does not lag in a fast-evolving digital world. It also reminds us that transformation is not just about adopting new technologies, but doing so in a way that is ethical, equitable, and inclusive. That, in essence, is the heart of responsible innovation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I recall some years back where people were scorned at when you hold an e-learning certificate of a discipline from a reputable institution. People believe that you have to physically be in person to acquire a university certificate before you are recognized. But that is in the past. Fast forward, that mindset and outlook has greatly changed. We are living through a defining moment in human history. Technology is evolving at a speed unprecedented in previous generations. Artificial intelligence is creating content and personal learning paths. Virtual reality is transforming classrooms into immersive experiences. Data analytics are reshaping how we assess and respond to student performance. Education is no longer confined to physical spaces. It can happen anywhere, at any time, on any device. This new way of learning must be greatly promoted to make knowledge acquisition more inclusive and expanded. It is one of the mitigation factors for overcrowding in our lecture halls. It also means we need to re-engineer our lecture halls with modern tools to accommodate such innovations in the education sector. Yet, in this era of limitless innovation, we must pause to ask ourselves, who is being included in this transformation and who is being left behind? Are we merely digitizing education for the privileged, or we are reimagining education for everyone? These are questions that responsible innovation must answer. We must also acknowledge that the digital age is constantly evolving. Lifelong learning must become the norm, not the exception. We must foster a culture where our citizens are not just consumers of knowledge, but co-creators and innovators in a global learning society. Ghana has not been a bystander in the digital education movement. Our journey began 2 decades ago when the government launched the ICT for Accelerated Development Policy in 2003. That landmark document laid the foundation for integrating ICT into every sector of national development, with education as a top priority. It paved the way for the establishment of computer labs in schools, the inclusion of ICT in the basic and secondary school curriculum, and the training of teachers in digital literacy. These foundational efforts created the first building blocks of Ghana's digital learning ecosystem. Building on earlier efforts like the e-Ghana project launched in 2006, and President John Dramani Maham's administration initiated the e-Transform Ghana project in 2013. These mark a significant leap forward with major investments in broadband expansion, e-learning platforms, and digital public services. Teacher training, administrative digitization, and content creation became central pillars of the education sector reform. Our investments in platforms such as the Ghana Open Data Initiative and National Data Property Addressing System also laid critical groundwork for integrating geospatial learning, digital civic engagement, and inclusive access to government learning portals. Perhaps the clearest demonstration of the importance of digital infrastructure in education came during the COVID-19 pandemic. Schools were closed, movement was restricted, and traditional learning was disrupted. Yet, Ghana responded with innovation. The Ministry of Education launched the iCampus GH platform for senior high school students, offering free access to online learning materials across core subjects. Ghana Learning TV and radio programs were deployed to support basic education. Tertiary institutions, including our own, KNUST, swiftly transitioned to digital learning platforms and virtual classrooms. Though challenges persisted, our existing digital infrastructure proved invaluable. The pandemic underscored that access to technology is no longer optional in education. It is essential. And it showed us what was possible when policy, technology, and human will aligned. The pandemic revealed the promise of e-learning, but also exposed a dark, stark digital divide that still exists among our population. It reminded us that innovation without inclusion is inequality by another name. That is why today the government of Ghana is fully committed to deepening digital access and transforming education as a national priority. Our ministry, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, is expanding broadband connectivity to rural and underserved communities through the Rural Telephony and Digital Inclusion Project. Over 2,000 communities are currently being connected to 4G mobile infrastructure, creating the digital foundation upon which education can thrive. We are also engaging the private sector to provide more affordable smart devices to students and teachers, supporting the rollout of data bundles for e-learning and creating content that is local, accessible, and interactive. We are building a national learning management system to harmonize the delivery of digital content across all education levels. And we are training thousands of teachers through the Kofi Annan Center of Excellence in ICT in areas such as digital pedagogy, educational technology, cybersecurity awareness, and the responsible use of AI in the classroom. These steps are not isolated efforts. They are part of a coherent strategy to ensure that our educational system is resilient, inclusive, and globally competitive. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this national effort is in direct alignment with the UN SDG 4 on quality education, SDG 9 on industry, innovation and infrastructure, and SDG 10 on reducing inequality. We are keenly aware that achieving these goals requires that we democratize access to knowledge. That means making sure that a child in Dambai has the same learning opportunity as a child in East Legon. It means designing platforms that cater to learners with disabilities. It means incorporating multiple Ghanaian languages into our digital content. And it means ensuring that our innovations in education are gender responsive and community-based. Indeed, our digital transformation strategy must be both ambitious and ethical. As we embrace artificial intelligence, data-driven instruction, and immersive learning technologies like virtual reality, we must also prioritize student privacy, digital safety, and the ethical use of emerging tools. We cannot allow our children's personal data to be harvested without consent. We must ensure that no group of rural students, differently abled learners, girls, or indigenous communities are excluded from our vision of a digital future. Responsible innovation is not a catchphrase, it is our compass. In this spirit, I am proud to speak today about one of the boldest policy commitments yet proposed in this space, the 1 Million Coders Program. This vision of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, being championed by the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations, aims to train at least 1 million Ghanaian youth in industry-aligned digital and coding skills over the next few years. This program is about nurturing a generation of thinkers, creators, and tech entrepreneurs. It will empower our youth to build homegrown solutions, create jobs, ready to feed industry human resource skills need, and participate meaningfully in the digital economy. Through partnerships with global tech companies, Ghanaian universities like KNUST, and local innovation hubs, we intend to integrate the curriculum of the 1 Million Coders program into the curricula of schools, TVET institutions, and community learning centers. In fact, the Honorable Minister, when he took the reins of government and the ministry, has engaged the Vice Chancellors on this approach for their buy-in and alignment. It will also prioritize equity and inclusivity by focusing on the active participation of girls, persons with disabilities, and youth in rural and underserved regions by decentralizing access and designing inclusive training pathways. The program ensures that no Ghanaian is excluded from digital opportunities simply because of geographical location or background. We believe that with the right investment and leadership, Ghana can become not just a consumer of digital solutions, but a producer of digital talent for the entire continent. The future of education is not something we are waiting for, it's already here. It requires a collective effort, both policymakers, industry, and academia, to ensure that we address the inequalities our citizens face in accessing knowledge for their development. Government needs your complementary efforts and partnership to be efficient in producing quality learners for our national development. The transformation we seek cannot be the work of government alone. Every stakeholder has a role to play. All universities must continue to lead research that is locally relevant, impactful, and globally acceptable. To our educators, some champions of blended learning and digital inclusion. To the private sector, invest in affordable hardware, support local edtech staffs, and help us create a Ghanaian digital content ecosystem that is dynamic, creative, and competitive. To our development partners, align your support with our national goals for responsible and inclusive digital education. And to our students, dream big and learn with purpose. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let us imagine a Ghana where a young girl in any part of the country codes a first mobile app from a community center, where a visually impaired student accesses interactive science lessons with assistive technology, where every teacher has access to e-learning platforms that make their work more engaging and effective. This is not a fantasy. It is a goal within our reach if we act decisively, think boldly, and work together. The path ahead is clear. The tools are before us. The responsibility is ours. Let us transform education through responsible innovation and meaningful inclusion so that every Ghanaian child, no matter where they are born, can learn, grow, and thrive in this digital era. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Director, for the wonderful speech from your boss. Madam Vice Chancellor, permit me to invite Mr. Ofori and Honorable Minister Sam George to our alumni homecoming happening next week. As you said, we always love to come back, so we invite you to come. 1st and 2nd August, we're all coming home. We'd love to see the both of you. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, here at KNUST, we don't gatekeep on innovation. Whenever there's a new innovation that's happening on our campuses, we invite especially our second cycle institutions, our sons, our daughters, that as they pursue higher learning and as they desire to join us here at KNUST, this is what we do, this is what we are about. So this afternoon, we're going to engage our second cycle institutions who are here with hands-on lessons in robotic artificial intelligence. And this morning, we have invited 12 senior high schools who are here with us. We would like to acknowledge them. Ejosuman SHS, can we get a wave from you? Thank you for being here. Achinokom SHS, can we get a wave? Thank you very much. Ejoso Senior Secondary Technical, thank you very much. Sakafia SHS, good morning. Ori SHS, good morning to you as well. Mansell Secondary Technical. St. Louis SHS. Adventist Girls SHS. Kumasi Anglican SHS. Kumasi Academy. Christ the King SHS. Finally, our very own KNUST SHS. Thank you all. Give yourselves a round of applause. It's going to be an interesting afternoon, and we are very happy that you're joining us. Madam Vice Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, our second keynote speaker is an accomplished agribusiness development and value chain expert with over 28 years of experience nurturing and growing agribusinesses and SMEs across Africa and the Caribbean. His work has impacted over 1 million people, contributed to youth employment, private sector competitiveness, and agricultural transformation. Over his distinguished career, he has consulted for leading local and international institutions, including MasterCard Foundation, Millennium Challenge Corporation, the list goes on and on. His expertise has taken him to projects in over 30 countries, providing strategic support for agribusiness growth, marketing, systems, development, and entrepreneurship. Here at KNUST, spanning since 1995, he has been a cherished and a dear partner to us. Ladies and gentlemen, help me with a very large round of applause, Mr. Daniel Fahin Akwe.
Good morning to everyone. I like better response. Good morning to everyone. Good morning. Great. It makes me feel that people are listening to me. And I'm glad to be here every time I'm invited to come. Sometimes I invite myself because I love the university so much. And I must say that I am surprised and happy to also see the president of my church joining me this morning. And it's also a church that I love so much, the Apostolic Church, Ghana. And my pastor from the best Apostolic Church Assembly, the Asylum Down, Apostle Yimatete, is also here. Thank you. When I came to university and I came to this great hall and reflecting, my apologies of not giving salutations. I also stand on existing protocols. When I came to university and I came to the great hall for a formal occasion, it was matriculation. And when I started reflecting on the journey from that time till now, I begin to understand what that matriculation was. To us, it was a moment of joy. But yesterday, I realized that it was assembling great minds and ideas together and nurturing them for future. So it wasn't bringing us together. You are now accepted into the university. But it was gathering of minds and innovations. The second time I came to this great hall for a formal event was graduation. When we finished matriculation, we were not asked to go home. We were kept in the university. The innovative ideas, the mindset that we had were nurtured and transformed to become impactful. And that was a 4-year journey in this university. When we came for the second time for graduation, in this same great hall, this great hall told us that we have been nurtured, and the great hall is sending us into the world to go and make impacts. We have come back to the same great to give a report and account of the assignment that the great hall gave to us. It were to be in the old, and it were to be in the times of Jacob. He will have mounted an altar here and called it Bethel, where divine visions are encountered. That is the feeling of this morning. And I'm happy to be here not only meeting young people, but meeting people who are in a position to bring transformation. And if we are talking about innovators' practice, it is driven by vision, built on faith and perseverance, and celebrated by impact. If you are unable to impact, then your innovation is not recognized. There is no way there can be transformation without innovation. And if you are an entrepreneur or you find yourself in public sector, academic institution, wherever you find yourself, your innovations should create jobs and bring ecosystem transformation. It does not matter whether you have set up your own business, you are working in an organization. Wherever you find yourself and you call yourself as an innovator, you have to create jobs and build ecosystems. How do you become innovator? In the past, we saw, including myself, thought that innovators are people who will go to the Mars and the moon and go to space. Then we call them innovators. I have come to realize that the greatest asset that you can have is innovative mindset. And that innovative mindset has to be sharpened and guided. And it can be possible when you have great mentors. In my life, I was fortunate to have some great mentors. And today, I look back doing the reflections. My topic is to reflect. So I have been reflecting. And when I started reflecting, I saw the significant impact of great mentors on my life. In my early years of going out of university, I was fortunate to meet people like Dr. Yao Akoto, who I named my son after. He had finished doctorate in chemistry at MIT and MBA from Harvard. I met Dr. Kojo Bawonyo, who also had finished his doctorate from pharmaceutical chemistry from MIT. Then Mr. Ladi Nylander, he was an MD for Johnson Wax. Then I came to meet Professor James Simon, who is Professor Emeritus at Rutgers University. And I also had Professor Charles Kwanzaa, the late, who was my supervisor from KNUST. And if I put these people together as the people that I encountered in my early days of life, I had no option than to succeed. And I will want to encourage you to be looking for great mentors. Then I also had a mentor, and I always laugh in the house anytime my wife used him as reference. And that's Apostle Dr. Ironamina. He is so gentle, extremely gentle. So anytime my wife says, "See Apostle Amina, how gentle he is," I said, "Don't go there. Don't go there. I will die in 2 weeks if I want to be as gentle as he is." But you need people that one sentence or two sentences will transform how you think. You need them in your life. When you move away from your mentors, you will need another level of support systems. And that is your great colleagues. And I have been fortunate to have great colleagues. Your mentors give you guidance and they support your feet. Your great colleagues hold your shoulders so that when the times become hard and you are about to give up and put your hands down, they hold your shoulders and make sure that you stand firm. Let me recognize Julie. Mrs. Juliana Santidate, a great colleague. We've been together for over 27 years. Then, I have said it, my partner, my pastors are here, so I can't say my partner in crime. So I can say my partner in Christ. Diplomat Kofi Safo. And interestingly, Apostle Aaron Amina and his wife are alumni of this university. Katangi and Queenswell Royal. Same, Apostle Yimatete and his wife are alumni. In this hall and Africa Hall, Queenswell. And I don't know how it happens. My wife and myself, we are also alumni. Unity Hall and Africa Hall. Very interesting. You need colleagues that will support you, and that comes to who you choose as your best friend. If you make a mistake and you go to the left side, you are likely to struggle in life. If you make the best choice and get people who will be your anchors, you will progress. And I want to cherish my great friends. I can't mention all their names, but I want to cherish my great colleagues who have been my great supporters through the journey. The journey started as one person. Today we are proud to say we have 150 permanent staff. And we have made impacts in over 30 countries, as the Vice Chancellor said. And not only in Africa, currently we are supporting 75 SMEs in the Caribbean under a World Bank program. My next level of support system is my family. There are times I ask my wife, are some demons chasing you? Because she will wake up at 3 a.m. and be praying for the husband. And the same as my children. Some of them make statements, and I'll never forget. I think that time Black Star was playing and I was writing report, World Cup. And I will watch and do the report. I'll watch, and then he said, Daddy, it looks like normal life is not good for you. And these days, my small girl will always come to me and he say, stop overthinking. And I don't know how she's able to tell that I'm overthinking. But overthinking has also become the food I eat. Because you want to make an impact. So your family support is critical for your professional success. Let me come to my workforce. You need them. Great workforce. We have workforce that operates 24-hour economy. Or you can make a call at midnight and everyone will be on call. And I have had people who have been so loyal from Genesis. We are not there to Revelation yet. Maybe we are somewhere around Malachi. And we will get to Revelation. People like Larry Amekuse, fortunately also an alumnus, right after national service, joined us and has remained, I think, close to 20 years. And I have my Sisala Magajia, Evelyn Amadenchen, who holds the finance for us. We need loyal workforce. It is not, I have come to try and I'm going back. When it is thin and in the lean season, they are with you. And when there is bumper season, they are with you. Your cry is their cry. Your frustrations are their frustrations. So, God bless you, my solid workforce. In the journey of making it work in our lives, one of the strong support systems that you need is your spiritual promoters. And sometimes I know I can look back at my church and say that even if I'm unable to pray for myself, I know my pastor and other people that I don't even know are praying for me. And you need that. Unless you are not wise, that you will take God out of your success equation. For us, the God factor is paramount. So, Apostle Yimatete, God bless you for the spiritual support that you keep giving to us. Coming back to the professional journey and talking about innovation, I started life with a dream. And that dream was based on a gap that is in a system. And that gap was the fact that people are looking for business information and services that they are unable to find. You can find services when it comes to the regular businesses with Pricewaterhouse, Ernst & Young, Deloitte, and KPMG. And I asked myself when I was doing national service, which agribusiness firm can deliver the same services that these institutions are delivering only on agribusiness? And that was the gap I found. And that is where I pitched myself. To build an agribusiness firm that will grow to the likes of KPMG and Pricewaterhouse. That was the vision. And today, I'm proud to say that we are almost there. There are instances we bid for consulting services with them and we win. The first time that at least we have been selected among these top firms. We did not win, but we celebrated that our recognition has gotten to that level. The next one, we're able to beat them. Now we have joined them. Let me encourage you once again that your success is always covered by barriers. If there are no barriers, you can't say you have been successful. Your ability to break through the barriers tells how innovative you have been and how successful you have been. So barriers are inevitable, except that you need people with certain mindsets to break those barriers, and they become champions. There is not any innovator in this world who has not broken barriers. The university will be recognized as an innovative university when they have deployed technologies to create solutions, not problems. There are people who create problems, and there are people who provide solutions. Those who provide solutions tell of their successes. Those who create problems enjoy their failures. And I want to encourage you to have a mindset of a solution provider. Interestingly, almost every transformative contract that we have gotten, we've got them through people's frustrations. When you are talking to people and they are pouring out their frustrations, don't go back and say that this person or her dream. On her dream, you need to pick that person's frustrations and develop tools to solve the problems. That makes you an innovator. And that is where the joy comes. I remember one time I met someone who poured so much frustrations, and then I traveled. But we needed resources. And 3 a.m., God spoke to me and said, I have given you 10 avenues of revenue mobilization. Why are you looking at only one? Then the reflection started, and apparently the frustrations that the people poured were rather business opportunities that I did not know. And when my eyes were opened, income streams diversified. So let people complain. Let people pour their frustrations. Remain a solution provider. And once you are providing solutions, you will make it. For KNUST, let me say again, I love the university. Right after national service, and when I was doing my national service, I told my supervisor, Professor Charles Kwanzaa, that, Prof, I will set up a consulting firm and I will have you as a consultant. And look at someone who is doing national service and telling his professor that he will give his professor a consultancy work. And it happened. A year after national service, I was able to get Professor Charles Kwanzaa
a contract and as a consultant. So the journey began from there. In the late 90s, where the Faculty of Pharmacy needed equipment, those times all I know is they call it HPLC, and it wasn't popular. I went to the US with my US mentors and were able to supply HPLC to the Faculty of Pharmacy, either 1997 or 1998, 3 or 4 years after I had finished school. So my relationship with the university goes far and wide. We wanted to be innovative. And those days there was a plant called Artemisia. And that was where they had started talking about artesunate combination therapy, ACT. And I was in my corner as a small professional herbalist. And we wanted to see how Artemisia can be grown. I carried live seedlings from New Jersey and brought them to KNUST for biotechnology research. We did it. Julie was part. And KNUST dispelled a global notion that Artemisia can only be grown on high mountains in Kenya. We grew Artemisia in Ghana, multiple locations, and the yields were higher than those that they were getting from Kenya, and it was all over in the news. Again, in partnership with our US colleagues, same KNUST, we did project on miracle berries, and it was on CNN. Early days of my life, some 2 or 3 years after school. Fast tracking, we have come to this world. And I remember a day that I was sitting with my sister vice chancellor, and I also poured some frustration, and she decided to be the solution provider. That time I was not the solution provider. I was the one who was pouring frustration, and she was the solution provider, and it was on greenhouses. And based on that communication, we brought the 10 greenhouses to KNUST, and we have never regretted. In your journey as innovator, be mindful of the people who come your way. This same KNUST invited me for a program. And whilst presentations were going on, one gentleman made some presentation that blew my mind. So I sent message to my colleagues. For the first time, I have found some professor in an area that has blown my mind. And it was in digital tools. And that is Professor Nana Ewusi. And that day of meeting him, we have had several programs under E-Happy, where a lot of young people have been trained and they have established their own e-agri enterprises. Some even getting contracts outside the country. So, Prof. Ewusi, Prof. Asante, God bless you. I looked at the global market for drone services in agriculture, and it's projected to hit $7 billion by 2023. What is the opportunity for the young people at KNUST and the young people in Ghana and the young people in Africa to use drones to provide agricultural services? And that is what has motivated us to also come into the drone space and launching the program called Dropreneur, which soon the university, in partnership with Agri Impact and the MasterCard Foundation, will roll out. Again, I have looked at the market and the growing nature of remote sensing for agric, and the market will reach $6 billion by 2033. How are we positioning ourselves to become part and benefit from this global market? $6 billion by 2033. That's less than 10 years to come. And we have started the discussions with the same people to roll out remote sensing agricultural services. Fortunately, we have identified a young company, and that young company too is a product of KNUST. So soon we will roll that. Other universities, please don't get me wrong. When the platform is created like KNUST, we will do same, but it will take a while. I am glad that the Ministry of Communication is here. We have had a lot of extensive discussions with the 24-hour economy. And I kept telling them that the e-learning center of KNUST is the greatest platform that they can use to launch 24-hour economy for the digital services. And I will encourage you to visit the place before you leave. We are looking at how the e-learning center will be used to support SMEs in Ghana, support institutions like Ghana Exim Bank, where Ghanaian exporters can have virtual exhibition platforms. Today, it is easy to import anything you want from China, UK, everywhere, without traveling to those places, using digital tools. Our universities cannot close their eyes to these opportunities. We need to transfer these opportunities to our young people and support them to be part of that global economy. And the Ministry of Communication and 24-hour economy has the opportunity to partner KNUST and other institutions and roll out innovative solutions for the Ghanaian SMEs and businesses. My sister Vice Chancellor, I'm sure you'll be willing to partner these institutions. Yes. As I said, let me say that the next transformation is not going to be in brick and mortar. The next transformation will come from ideas, the courage, and innovations that will be driven by our young people. Our greatest asset today is not our gold, it's not our diamonds, it's not the timber that we have. The greatest asset that we have in Ghana today is our young people. Interestingly, from 0 to 35 years constitute 70% of the population of Ghana. So everything that we do must be young people centered and focused, using digital innovations. In the same way, inclusion has become a permanent feature in our processes and programs. I am glad to let you know that under the MasterCard Foundation program that we are doing on Happy, we are able to onboard persons with disability in agric. And it's interesting to see that when we go to the field, people who have hearing impairment are better in transplanting rice seedlings than those without hearing impairment. When you go to one of our partners, Aglo, they process chicken. In some along the processing line, it takes them 5 to 6 months to train someone to become perfect. Under the Happy program, they have realized that people with hearing impairment are better, and it takes rather 5 to 6 weeks, and they have become perfect. So we can't exclude them from the economy. They must be integral parts of the economy. So when I came and I saw this, I was excited. We have made provision. But this is infrastructure provision. But there are occupational provisions also for persons with disability, and they must be included. Another area that I will want us to take our minds to, because I have visited them, are young people who are in prison. We went there, Majo, under that program, and I have never forgotten it. And some of them, the reason why they are in prison is that they have stolen goods. And when they took them to court, no family member was there, and they did not get a good lawyer to be for them. They have been in jail for 3 years, 4 years for stealing goods. And the worst is that some of them, their problem is when they are discharged from prisons, they don't know where to go and they have no occupations. We need to think about them. And when we are talking about inclusion, it's not only persons with disability, but persons who have been excluded from economically viable activities for one reason or the other. As I take my seat, let me acknowledge my board members who are here. Mr. Kojum Pianin, who is a retired senior partner of Ernst & Young. Kojo, he is our distinguished board member. And Professor Richard Akroma is our distinguished board chairman. So you see the affiliation with the university. My children are here, and they are so handsome and beautiful. Can you be on your feet? All of you are sitting there. Please be on your feet. And yes, they came to give moral support to Daddy. And God bless you. Thank you very much, all my team, Jonah, lawyer, our legal advisor, lawyer, Abner Pukua, Esquire, also alumnus of KNUST. It's also here. Unfortunately, Yvette is not KNUST. We can't recognize her that much. Baba Battles. Okay, thank you very much. As I sit down, please remember, we need to be intentional to move into the digital space. We need to forge partnership between academia and industry. We have what it takes to transform Ghana. It is not rocket science. Opening up opportunities, leveraging on ideas, leveraging on resources, and we will make Mother Ghana proud. Thank you very much.
It seems Mr. Kwe shut down the entire office and brought everybody here today. And did so at home. As you can see, wifey is here, the kids are here. Everybody is here today. That's why you're so dear to us. That's why you're so dear to us. And we appreciate, please, a round of applause for him. During your speech, you kept mentioning the alumni, KNUST. Somebody was asking, how do you get in if you are not an alumni? And we clearly saw what you did. You have your question answered. But how do you get into the team if you are not an alumnus of KNUST? Maybe back door. We'll consider. Thank you very, very much for that inspiring message. We really appreciate your partnership. And of course, you're an ambassador of e-learning center, and you have been so great. We are looking forward to the drone simulation right after this program. Thank you. A round of applause for our keynote speaker, Mr. Daniel Fahine-Akwe. During his keynote speech, he invited everybody to pass by the e-learning center to see what is happening. I think we took the initiative to put a few documentaries together to let you know what is really happening at the e-learning center. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly take your attention to our screens.
The Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology is a beacon of academic excellence in Ghana. In an era where education transcends traditional boundaries, KNUST is at the forefront championing the cause of e-learning. This is the story of how we have embraced technology to foster excellence in education across diverse disciplines. The year 2020 brought unprecedented challenges with the COVID-19 pandemic. As campuses worldwide shut down, the need for a robust e-learning system became imperative. KNUST was no exception.
One day we were in class, and all of a sudden, everything went online. It was very overwhelming at first.
Adapting to the new normal, KNUST swiftly transitioned to online learning. Virtual classrooms, digital assignments, and online assessments became the new standard.
Our priority was to ensure that learning did not stop. So we took advantage of the situation to train our faculty, equip our students with the technological skills, and then bridge the gap to ensure that learning online comes in to support the gap that was created.
Recognizing the need for a dedicated facility to support e-learning, the Office of the Vice-Chancellor established the KNUST E-Learning Center. This center became the heartbeat of our digital education initiatives.
So the e-learning center was a strategic move by management to centralize our e-learning efforts. It became a hub for training, for innovation, and for equipping our learners and faculty with the skills required in the times.
The KNUST E-Learning Center is a hub of innovation and leadership within Ghana's esteemed Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Guided by our core values of excellence, innovation, and integrity, we leverage cutting-edge technologies and pedagogical strategies to foster teaching and learning and knowledge creation. The KNUST E-Learning Center offers a comprehensive suite of services tailored to meet the evolving needs of stakeholders. These include online teaching and learning, video conferencing, proctor services, webinar series, and podcast. To ensure seamless service delivery, the center operates through various departments. The instructional design team integrates technology into learning design. The systems support team maintains IT systems, and the service support team offers call center and help desk services, among others. The center also operates through specialized subunits, including the Design and Publicity Unit, Training and Research, Full Online Programs Unit, Proctor and Assessment Unit, and the Immersive Learning and Pedagogy Unit, leveraging VI technologies. The center firmly believes in the power of robust digital literacy skills. We organize diverse capacity building activities for faculty members and students, ensuring continuous improvement in digital literacy.
I think KNUST for bringing this initiative to Obuasi campus. With this, we are able to have the same experience as those on main campus.
For me, the advent of e-learning is a blessing in disguise. At the initial stages when the talk of e-learning began, I was among those who were very skeptical because I don't like computers. But the structure that the university put in place and the kind of training that was provided has made life so easy. It is so easy now for me to schedule a class online. It's so easy for me to take the class. It's easy for me to connect my electronic board, and I'm able to work equations. I'm able to write for them to see as though we were in the classroom.
The Center offers a platform for regular live podcast e-counseling sessions covering a wide range of topics from mental health to overall well-being. These sessions are targeted at students in the broader university community. The Full Online Programs Office manages 3 fully online programs in collaboration with the Department of Teacher Education, KNUST. Additionally, the Center offers a comprehensive catalogue of online and blended short courses tailored for the university community and the general public.
We believe in bringing courses, short courses to be specific, to the doorsteps of learners and prospective applicants. And so far, in collaboration with the Center for Capacity Building and Innovations, the e-learning center has rolled up several fully online short courses. Some serving the health community, such as the responsible pet ownership, the occupational health and safety, some in the areas of language, like English language proficiency certificate short course, even some in sign language and Chinese as well. We have also rolled up short courses in monitoring and evaluation, public relations, and so many others are still in the pipeline, serving the wider community. We invite you all to take advantage of the short certificate courses and obtain the KNUST brand.
Since 2022, the KNUST e-learning center has celebrated e-learning awareness week annually, promoting e-learning within the university community. The center also organizes the e-learning international conference, a premier event in digital education, showcasing KNUST's dedication to shaping the future of digital education. Over the years, the center has established mutually beneficial partnerships with a variety of esteemed organizations, enhancing our capabilities and outreach in the field of education. The center is involved in several impact projects such as the MasterCard e-learning initiative, the Partnership for Enhanced and Blended Learning (PEBL), and the e-learning Happy Training Program. These initiatives aim to enhance the delivery of high-quality, inclusive online instruction and support students' virtual learning experiences. The center features a variety of specialized spaces to enhance e-learning and support educational initiatives. These include instructional design centers, computer labs, photo studios, podcast studios, VR studios, and recording studios, among others.
I love this smile to innovative learning, and that is what, as a university, and for that matter, the leading science and technology university in this country, we will keep smiling and pushing the frontiers and ensuring that we are never left behind. Rather, we will always be the pace setters. Thank you. Thank you.
The journey of e-learning at the KNUST is a testament to our commitment to excellence. Through innovation, resilience, and collaboration, we have transformed challenges into opportunities. As we continue
Transformative learning environment
So we're ready to retell our story for this year. Right after the opening, we are moving straight to the e-learning center where there will be the drone simulation center being opened. It's going to be truly exciting. Kindly join us. Then afterwards, we'll engage our senior high school students for our AI and robotic experience together with Rail. Thank you all very much. Kindly permit me to acknowledge some dignitaries who joined us today. First of all, our Vice Chancellor, Professor Mrs. Rita Akosua-Dixon. A round of applause, please. Our Pro-Vice Chancellor, Professor David Asamoah. Director, E-Learning Center, Professor Eric Apau Asante. Of course, our two keynote speakers, speaking on behalf of Honorable Sam George, we had Mr. Emmanuel Ofori, Director in charge of Innovation, Directorate of the Ministry of Communications. Of course, Mr. Daniel Fahine Akwe, Agri Impact Limited CEO, and his wife. Thank you very, very much for being here. We also had the Provost for the College of Health Sciences, Professor Christian Jare, here with us today. Thank you very, very much. The Director of IDL, Professor Anthony Andrews, who's here also. Thank you very much. Director of UITS, Mr. Emmanuel Afo. The Dean for Quality Assurance and Planning Unit. Thank you so much, Professor Jerry John Ponyo, for being here today. Rep for the Provost of College of Engineering, Professor Francis Kumoso, here with us today. Thank you very much, sir. Deputy Director for IDO, Professor Christopher Enchi, here with us too. Thank you very much. Director for the Dean of Student Affairs, Professor Marian Nkansa, with us this afternoon, And we have our Protestant chaplain who is blessing us with the opening and the closing prayer. Thank you very much, Reverend Dr. J.W. Champong. We'd like to acknowledge all members of convocation who are here. Can we kindly get away from you? Thank you very much for halting all your activities today to join us. And of course, guests and members of our distinguished partners and sponsors who joined in honoring our program. Thank you very, very much. To our sponsors, Garnet. Can we have reps from Garnet? If you're here, can we get a wave? Okay. A4 Technology Company Limited. Nobin Tech Ventures. Oh, but we should give them an applause. Whether they are here or not, they are still supporting and sponsoring us. Acid Limited. Thank you very, very much. UPKK and UST. Thank you very much. I can see reps from Grasag. Thank you very, very much, Grasag, for your support. Pap Noble Ventures. Do we have Pap Noble Ventures? Thank you very much. And of course, Rail K and UST. Thank you also very, very, very much. Madam Vice Chancellor, permit me to invite our Chairman for the Planning Committee, Professor Foster Frimpong, to give us a few announcements.
Thank you very much. I would like to take this opportunity to thank every one of you for making it to this program. Indeed, we are really happy and we appreciate your presence. Some few announcements before we leave here. After my announcement, there will be a closing prayer. Then after that, there will be a group photograph, and the MCs will moderate that. Right after the photograph, the invited guests, together with the Vice Chancellor, the Pro-Vice Chancellor, and other dignitaries invited, will move straight to Evans Amfo Auditorium to launch or to open the drone Innovation and Simulation Unit. And as we have already indicated, we are expected to enter the digital world, and we all must be intentional in doing this. When we are done with the opening of the Drone Simulation and Innovation Center, our SHS students that we have invited will be here to go through hands-on robotic program and artificial intelligence led by e-learning team and real KNUST. KNUST students, you are not left out. In the evening, from 5 to 8, there will be a smart test quiz. This competition will be online, and we expect our students to join. So we expect all of you to get yourself involved. It's happening today. Tomorrow, God willing, there will be a podcast for all staff of KNUST. Thursday is the opening of the International E-Learning Conference, and we expect our members to also join. We have invited a lot of people, and international people are also coming. So please, we expect you to come and join us the way you have graced this occasion. Friday, the conference will continue, and that will be the end of the e-learning week. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very, very much, our chairman, Professor Frimpong. We'd like to acknowledge our expert sign language interpreters. Thank you very, very much for being here. We'd like to acknowledge our media partners for being here as well. All hands on deck. I can see the e-learning center doing so well with the coverage. Thank you very much to the e-learning center. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may we all be upstanding as we take the closing prayer.
Please let us pray. Our Lord and our King, you are the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega. We ascribe all praise, adoration, and honor to your holy and mighty name for seeing us through this program, the launching of this e-learning week for the year. And we thank you for the inspiring messages and stories that we have heard. Thank you for what you are using the e-learning to do, and more especially, want to bless your name for our sponsors and our partners as an institution who help us to develop in various aspects of our life. As this session comes to an end, we are going for this induction of the Drone Center. We pray, oh God, that you continue to be with us as we go there. It's by your grace and your mercy that you carried each and every one of us on your eagle wings from far and near, bringing us together. And we do commend ourselves to you when the time is due for us to go to our various destinations. May you please send us safely and sound to our various destinations. Continue to bless KNUST. Continue to bless our nation, Ghana. Bless each and every one of us here in gathered. Thank you for hearing us in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll take our photographs now with the Vice Chancellor, our management, our keynote speakers, our distinguished invited guests. Can we please have you all join us for this photo op? Can we have friends and family of Mr. Kwe? The Tech Smartest will be an in-person program right here at the KNUS, at the Great Hall. We'll be here, Tech Smartest. It will be organized by our SRC. Well, let's all be upstanding as we recess. And please join us at the e-learning center immediately for the opening of the drone simulation center. E-learning center, that's where we're all headed right now for the simulation. When we come back, our dear SHS students will be here for our hands-on lessons in robotic and artificial intelligence. Then later today, we'll have Tech Smartest Quiz competition with our SRC. Thank you all very much for joining us for the opening. Please partake in the entire week. We'll meet again tomorrow.